2-2. The Cubs will bat here in the last of the 10th against right-hander Matt Daly. A wild game in Cleveland. Josh Tomlin got the win. Phil Koch took the loss. Albuquerque, watch the flinch.
Let's take another look. Yes, he did.
He starts and then stops. I hate that rule. That is a terrible way for a ball game to end.
Yeah, I would tend to agree.
I mean, I feel for the umpires there. I mean,
they have to call it.
They have to call it, but it's just they need to rework that rule. It's one thing once the pitcher comes set that he, once he moves, he's got to deliver the ball. But before he's set, that little flinch. The idea of the balk rule is to prevent deceiving the base runner, and there's no attempt at deception there.
Outside to Anthony Rizzo. Brad and Tina Smith watching us in Kentucky today. And the Cubs can pull this one out after giving up the lead in the 9th. 2 runs, 1 unearned off the closer Rondon. 2-0.
Dangerous pitch coming here for Daly. Rizzo's day. A couple of walks, a couple of punch outs. Ooh, good swing, good aggressive hack there. Matter of fact, that's kind of been his series yesterday. A couple of walks, a couple of punch outs, and a ground ball to first.
Back-to-back pitches in the 5th. That was the one he was aggravated about. The ball hit him. He was called on the check swing, and then he struck out. He was really angry with Lance Barrett. Cubs did not score in that inning after a leadoff triple.
Birds wanted 9 innings today. Gulls have no appetite for extra innings. It's a full house. Walks over strikeouts.
The all-important leadoff walk. Let's see what the Cubs can do with it here. Castro coming up. I think it works, 2 different ways for Rizzo with all the walks this year. He obviously has a keen eye. He's not anxious to swing at bad pitches. But because he's had success and has hit the ball hard all over the ballpark this season, pitchers may be a little more careful with him, and it just kind of feeds into that patience. Kind of all works hand in hand.
Yeah, and I think
certain guys who can't walk because they're just going to get challenged all the time.
Right. And I think he's the one guy when clubs go over the Cubs prior to a series, they say, hey, be careful with this guy. The guy behind him, Castro's a good hitter. He's a high average hitter, but he can be pitched to. He's got some holes, and he's not, a real legit slugger in that cleanup spot.
Popped up. Ryan out on the outfield grass. 1 away.
Rizzo, the guy that they identify as the guy they're going to be very careful with in critical situations. Now here, leading off the inning, you probably want your pitcher to be a little more willing to throw it in there. Thornton, the lefty's down in the Yankee pen. Movement from the Yankee dugout. Looks like Daly will stay on.
So the Shadows starting to cover home plate here probably in the next few minutes. That'll be the case. 1-0 to Valbuena. There's the veteran Matt Thornton. Outside, it's 2-0.
That's precisely why you like to split right and left-handed batters in your batting order. If this were Valbuena Shearhold, say, instead of Castillo on deck, Thornton would be in the game.
Missed again, 3-0. Swinging away and fouling. Out of play.
I had a pitch too. Gave him the green light there. That's just because he's been swinging it so well lately. Got a man on first base. Hit one in the alley. You might win the ball game. You know you're going to get a pitch to hit in all likelihood on 3-0.
He walked him. So it's Castillo with 2 on and 1 out here in the 10th. Brian McCann, who came out of this game for the pinch runner earlier, is now down in the bullpen. I think that's Preston Claiborne catching. McCann signed a 5-year $85 million contract in the offseason, but when you need an extra catcher in the bullpen, the starter heads out there once he's out of the game.
Yeah, for that kind of jack, should be willing to catch some bullpens.
Or at least hire one. I'll pay for one, so I don't have to do it. 1-0 on Castillo. Winning run at second. That's Rizzo. Only 1 out.
Haley looks like he's in hope mode right now, hoping that the Cubs get themselves out by chasing bad pitches.
Here's a 1-0 on the way. Fouled. Birds in for an early meal to finish off their day. We've still got a ball game going on. 1-1. One will head upstairs. Bailey now set. The 1-2 pitch. 2-2.
Yankees outfielders really shortened up here. Ellsbury and Suzuki in particular. They want to give themselves a shot at Rizzo on a line drive base hit.
Strike 3, 2 outs. I think that'll be it for Daly with Sherholtz due up.
And best pitch probably of the sequence that Wellington had. Maybe got caught looking for something else, but 86-mile-an-hour fastball. with the outer third of the plate, and he just couldn't pull the trigger.
Matt Thornton coming on when we return to Wrigley Field.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch. Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
The performance review, that corporate trial by fire when every slacker gets his due. And yet, there's someone around the office who hasn't had a performance review in a while. Someone whose poor performance is slowing down the entire organization. I'm looking at you, phone company DSL.
Check your speed. See how fast your internet can be. Switch now and add voice and TV for $34.90. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Woo! Sign a waiver?
Waiver?
Two seats, one for you and one for racing legend Mario Andretti. The fastest seat in sports sweepstakes. Enter for a chance to start a Verizon IndyCar Series race at shophonda.com.
Veteran southpaw Matt Thornton will work to Nate Sherholtz.
Saw Thornton last night. Veteran came up with the Mariners and a nice long run with the White Sox. Still rush it up there pretty good into the mid-90s. Likes to throw two-seam fastball, a little running action, hard slider.
This is the easy move for Joe Girardi because the only guys left on the bench are Baker and Coughlin, both left-handed hitters. So he knew that Rick Renteria had to use Sherholtz in this spot. And the pitch is on the outside corner. Cubs bullpen's been busy lately. It's protecting some arms out there. Reason they've had the extra reliever, but well, there have been a few occasions when it would have been nice to have an extra position player. Cubs have gone to extras quite a bit. Blocked by Murphy. And it's 1-1. One and two. Deep breath by Thornton. Big leg kick. The 1-2 is outside on a close one.
Well, just out there where that first offering was, that was called a strike.
Sets up a 2-2 and Sherholtz able to hang in there. Coughlin, just mentioned him, he's on deck. He would bat for right.
Been tough go of it for Nate Sherholtz so far this year. 2 hits today. Well, if he could deliver the game winner and be in the middle of that dog pile, it sure would feel good for him.
Another 2-2 from Thornton is outside on a fastball. It's full. Significant here in that with 2 outs any base hit to the outfield, the game ends, because Rizzo will already have had a head start. The runners take off. The 3-2 pitch, fly ball to left, and that'll end the inning. Caught by Gardner. This sends us to the 11th. 2-2.
It's your first time here, and 80% of the bar is staring at you. Good thing you invited Tommy, who triples your street cred. You order 3 Modelo Especials, earning 7 slow nods from the crowd. You're 20% more confident. Then you remember your ace in the hole, Dylan, and his encyclopedic knowledge of garage rock. Nailed it. Modelo Especial. Discover the Especial.
Evil, pumped hard that is no match for Wicked.
They mean to kill you.
Oh dear.
On May 30th,
Those who live in the shadows, fight with me now!
the epic battle begins. Maleficent, rated PG.
Okay, Zoe, you're my wingman. Just let me know how I'm doing over there, all right? Trucks are a little noisy, huh, Zoe?
There's a smarter way to move yourself. With Old Dominion Household Services, you load and unload and let us do the driving. Plus, you only pay for the space you need. It's smart, easy, and a great value.
Your mother thought I couldn't handle this move.
See how we got to this point. Cubs with the lead in the 4th inning on a sacrifice fly from Mike Olt. They make it 1-0. 7th inning, they would tack on. Sack bunt by Emilio Bonifacio, getting Ryan Kalish in, and then the 9th inning. Ichiro, the ground ball to second. They get 1, trying to get 2. Instead, the ball gets away from Anthony Rizzo on the Barney throw. 2 runs in to tie it up. We're now in the 11th. And it is Brendan Ryan against Wesley Wright. Ball 1. Ryan came up with the Cardinals. Time in Seattle, and now here with the Yankees. High fly ball to center. Bonifacio camped under it. Bring up Solarte on 3 out of 4 times. Solarte, switch hitter. Waits on a 1-0. He checked his swing and hit it foul. Jay Bruce to the DL. I'm sorry, Joey Votto to the DL. Jay Bruce off the DL.
Votto's got a leg injury. Lower body injury for Votto.
Bruce had arthroscopic left knee surgery on May 5th. Torn meniscus. A couple weeks later, he's back. And the Reds and the Nationals are in a delay. Cincinnati leading 2-1. in the 6th. Roller to third. Valbuena.
Guarding the line, well positioned to handle that ground ball. 2 quick outs here in the Yankees 11th. And they got Samardzija today. Doesn't get much easier. They get Chris Sale tomorrow. He'll make the start for the White Sox. He's been out a while with a bit of a forearm injury. Left flexor strain. I get the sense watching Suzuki hit, he has an idea exactly where he wants to hit the baseball.
Yep. They say hitters do not guide the ball, but it sure feels like he does, or at least tries to on many an occasion.
Yeah, most hitters is like, well, you know, I'm trying to pull the ball, or I'm trying to use the whole field, or this, you know, this is just the kind of hitter I am. With Suzuki, you watch him and you think he's looking at that spot. He goes, I'm going to hit the ball right there.
You often hear about, you know, staying back. Doesn't really exist in terms of his mechanics. Almost walks into the baseball.
Yeah, he keeps his hands back, but he gets that weight out on the front foot. He kind of reminds me of a golf swing a little bit, and they talk so much about lag. He keeps the hands back and then whips them through.
Right, ready. Here it comes. It's outside and low. John Ryan Murphy is on deck. Castro, bare hands, and the throw pulled Rizzo off the base. And a calculated decision to barehand it. He did get it cleanly, but then the throw was a little off the mark. It's a hit for Ichiro.
Castro's made a couple sparkling plays already today. And this would have really been something. I'm not sure that was the best way to play it. Sure was pretty.
The catcher Murphy. Hit pretty well to center. Bonifacio near the track, not quite to it. Makes the catch. Had a good sound off the bat, but it stayed in the ballpark. 2-2.
Now at the H.H. Gregg Memorial Day sale, you can save up to 30% store-wide. Get this washer-dryer pair for just $5.49, or a complete Frigidaire stainless steel kitchen package for only $19.49. And this Samsung 51-inch TV is just $4.79. Save up to 30% store-wide on amazing deals. And the boxes they come in. Come to H.H. Gregg and fill your home with happy.
Chili's new Southwest pairings for just $8. Pick any 2 Southwest favorites like enchiladas, tacos, tostadas, and more. The combinations are endless. Chili's new Southwest pairings for just $8. More life happens here.
Go teach your kids something school never could. Go to Bass Pro Shops Go Outdoors event and sale for free kids activities and big savings, like $30 off these New Balance 411 running shoes. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here.
When it comes to premium sedans, no other vehicle compares to the Kia Cadenza. It has voice command navigation, a backup warning system, available adaptive HID headlights, and so much more. And if that wasn't enough, here's one feature the competition just can't beat. Case closed. Right now, lease the Cadenza for $299 a month and see why it's one smart move.
Bottom of the 11th. Yankees tied it with 2 in the 9th to send us to extras. Chris Coghlan will bat for Wesley Wright. 2 scoreless frames here in extra innings for Wright.
All right, time to drink some coffee.
Coffee time?
Or rally coffee.
I like it.
Coffee talk. Managers are running out of resources. Baker left for the Cubs. Almonte for the Yankees.
Game-ending swing, but Coghlan missed it.
Seems like the extra inning games, the long ones, always happen on getaway day. Cubs start a 4-game series in San Diego tomorrow. Yankees have to go all the way to Chicago for their series with the Sox.
They don't even have to check out of their team hotel.
Weird, isn't it? Getaway day and the home team is leaving town, but the road team isn't.
Thornton's 0-2, make it 0-3. Struck him out.
Yankee bullpen is been pretty stout here today. Remember the starter Chase Whitley making just his second major league start. So a bit of a short leash for him. He worked 4 1/3. Allowed just the 1 run. He was on the hook for the loss until the Yankees rallied in the top half of the 9th. It's been a lot of work for that Yankee pen this afternoon, and most of it has been really good.
Preston Claiborne is going to pitch. Right-hander with Darwin Barney due up. Joe doesn't get a chance to do a lot of double switching and the like back here in the National League, at least for a couple of days this week. And we'll figure out the changes when we come back.
Go teach your kids something school never could. Go to Bass Pro Shops Go Outdoors event and sale for free kids activities and big savings like Bass Pro nylon recreational vest for under $16. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here.
Refresh your summer with a special edition can, only from Coors Light.
Presenting the latest in beauty.
It's luxury.
Top color expertise.
It's perfection.
At the hottest boutique, the new Paint Studio at Ace.
Say what?
That's right. Brilliant colors from Clark & Kensington and Valspar Paint.
Like a high five for your eyes.
Say hello to helpful advice right in your neighborhood.
Hello, helpful.
It's the new Paint Studio.
Now at Ace.
Ace is a place to help the hardware folks.
Helpful is beautiful.
Today, Feldco honors the best of the best, the top of the class, the ultimate in energy efficiency. To celebrate, Feldco is offering 2 windows for the price of 1.
That's right. Get 2 windows for the price of 1 and graduate to higher savings with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 1 year.
2 windows for the price of 1 and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Zoilo Almonte, switch hitting outfielder, takes over for Ichiro in right. And inserted into the 9 spot in their order, Preston Claiborne. Now pitching. 1 out, nobody on. Darwin Barney, the batter. From the wind, a strike. Claiborne pitched last night. He got 1 out and he was charged with 2 runs. Barney swung at it. Ron Culpa down at first. 0-2. James Russell up in the bullpen. Claiborne went to Tulane. 17th rounder in 2010. Pulled foul. Now fans being generous. You take it. No, you take it. I want you to have it.
Pay it forward.
Fastballs, changeups, and sliders from Claiborne. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bring up Bonifacio, who tripled off Claiborne last night.
13th strikeout recorded by Yankee pitching here this afternoon.
Shallow right. And Ryan from second base makes the grab, and the inning is over. Off to the 12th. Cubs 2, Yankees 2.
Every child has a dream. As moms and dads, we don't get to choose those dreams, but our decisions can certainly play a part in their success. No matter what goals your family is chasing, Country Financial is here to help you give them the support and protection they need along the way. You can grow your own way. Country Financial, auto, home, life, business, retirement.
Heat shields are compromised. We have multiple failures. Are those thrusters burning?
That's negative. What's that alarm?
Fuel cell 2 is down. I'm have to get her in manually.
This is very exciting. But I'm at my stop.
Come again?
I'm watching this on the train. It's so hard to leave. Good luck with everything.
With the Uverse TV app, the Uverse revolves around you.
We are in the 12th. And it's left-hander James Russell.
As Len mentioned, Russell really good last night. Allowed a hit and a walk, but a couple of strikeouts. Stuff looked really sharp. So he's on for the 18th time, and he's 0-1 with a 4.09.
Kudos to Wesley Wright. 10th and the 11th, and he gave up 2 hits, but 0 runs. Kudos to our great crew, headed by John Walsh, Dave Turner, Tamara Anderson, Jim Cornell Jr., Mark Harper.
Shadows now covering a good portion of the infield. This is the hitters that have issues with this. Is normally like this as the ball passes from light into dark.
Zoilo Almonte with a laser right at Junior Lake.
Zoilo had no problem with the Shadows. He hit it hard, but he's out. Talked to some hitters that said, "No, it doesn't bother me at all." Other guys say, "Yeah."
I didn't even get to talk about Zoilo Versailles. Some good Zoilos Big League history. Longtime twin.
He won an MVP one year, didn't he?
He did. It was 1965. Led baseball in runs, doubles, had 12 triples. Gardner fouls back. Guess who's on deck?
I'm going to go with Jeter.
He's probably getting sick of being cheered for making outs.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And that was his body language last time. He got the sense of, like, come on, people.
The 1-1. He's downstairs. 2 balls and a strike.
I wishes he was at Derek Jeter's taco hole. Remember that bit from SNL?
I don't.
Oh man, yeah, you gotta check it out.
Was that when he hosted?
Yeah, he hosted. They did a bit where he had his little taco joint and big sombrero, playing the guitar.
2-2.
So come on down to Derek Jeter's taco hole.
A bouncer surrounded by Barney. They won't get him. Gardner's speed makes it an infield hit.
Well, he gets up to full speed in a hurry. Explosive out of that batter's box.
Hitting next to shortstop, Derek Jeter.
Keep a close watch on Gardner. Pitch. Strike call. Now Buena in at third. Double play depth up the middle. Rizzo holding on Gardner at first. 1 strike on Jeter. Here's the pitch. Strike 2.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's a way back machine. That's a little Mike Myers action over there on the right, or is that Jimmy Fallon?
Might be Fallon. I don't know.
I'm going to go Jimmy Fallon.
I think it's Fallon. Yeah.
Mike Myers would have been way before that. Jimmy Fallon as Mike Myers as the extra in that sketch. As Bonifacio makes a catch. They still stand and cheer. Bring up Ellsbury.
I wonder if it will ever get to the point this year for Jeter where he wishes he hadn't announced his retirement before the season. Could have just played it out like a regular year, and then maybe with a month to go. So you know what, folks, this is it.
One hit in the series for Ellsbury. That was in the 10th off Wesley Wright. And Russell thinking what I was just thinking. Gardner's, I'm surprised they haven't tried anything yet.
Especially with lefty on lefty here. You know, Ellsbury has extra base power, but less likely to drive the ball off a left-handed pitcher. So if you're the Yankees, you're probably thinking your best chance of scoring here is stolen base single by Ellsbury. If Gardner can get a read on Russell.
0-1.
Sometimes for a guy like Gardner, the best bet is to, instead of trying to read Russell, just get a decent sized lead and go on first move.
Awkward swing there by Ellsbury. It's 0-2.
This is, you know, I was chatting with somebody the other day about Bobby Valentine, what a smart baseball guy he is. He's got his detractors, but back when he was managing the Mets, and he would have his first baseman play off the line, not hold the base runner. It was amazing how that shut down the running game. Olerud over there, he would just take one little half step back to the bag, and that base runner would be diving back to the base as the pitch was being delivered. I'm surprised that more clubs didn't adopt that.
One and two. Gardner not going again, and that ball is poked into left. Gardner will hold it second. Nice piece of two-strike hitting by Jacoby Ellsbury, and it'll bring up Teixeira.
Not a pretty swing by any stretch, but effective. 2 hits in a row now for Ellsbury. A situation here where plenty of speed at second base, so if this ball gets to the outfield, the Yankees are going to score. So you can play a little deeper in the infield. You got to be willing to leave your feet, knock that ball down.
Time called. Cubs thought they had this one wrapped up over an hour ago, but the Yankees rallied late with 2 in the 9th. We're now in the 12th. And a 1-0 to Teixeira is on the outside corner. Good pitcher's strike on a fastball.
Normally with a guy like Teixeira up there, you're thinking stay away from his power. Don't let him hit one in the seats. Here it doesn't matter. Any kind of base hit and they score.
The kick, the pitch, low.
Not any kind of infield hit doesn't get the job done. Any base hit to the outfield. Hard to envision a scenario where they throw Gardner out. I heard Cal Ripken once in an interview talk about when he was on second base and there were 2 strikes on the hitter and he saw the pitch was going to be a strike, he would take off as if it were a 3-2 pitch.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. You're right. Ground ball, but right into the shift, and Barney will step on second. So for all the naysayers on the shifting,
there you go.
Remember that one, because that would have given the Yankees the lead. He hit it right to where Barney was playing.
Good thing Russell didn't get leather on it.
Striker, you're too low.
I know, but Wisconsin is so beautiful in the summer. So much to do. Over.
Roger.
What? Boating, fishing, biking.
Huh?
I wish I was down there.
Roger.
My name is Kareem.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit flying.
I can't believe I ever left this place.
Wow. Welcome home.
Closed captioning on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Galaxy.
At Galaxy, have your bath or kitchen installed for just $49.
773-783-8300. Call Galaxy.
This is a moisture meter. And these few drops are like an oasis to a colony of termites. To catch a pest, you have to think like a pest. Not just in any home, in your home.
He loves skiing and skateboarding. So young Tom Sims combined them, creating a whole new way down the mountain. Uncompromising creativity. It's also how Mazda made a crossover that combines nimble handling with outstanding fuel efficiency. This is the Mazda CX-5. What do you drive? Now, get the 2014 Mazda CX-5 with SkyActiv technology for 0.9% APR for 60 months.
Cubs and Yankees are tied at 2 as we get into the bottom of the 12th inning. Junior Lake start things against the right-hander Claiborne at the final 2 outs of the 11th.
This game's going to end right here in the bottom of the 12th, Lenny.
Okay. Yankees over shifting on the infield toward the left side, moving Teixeira by himself. Strike one. That's a good start. Birds scatter out there in center. Junior Lake leading off the bottom of the 12th with his 3rd hit of the day.
Well, he deserves a spotlight. Oh, the bird does. Oh my goodness, look what we've done. It's like a spirograph. Pretty swing. Good start. Speed on the bases, extra base power due to bat.
Outside. Each team now with 10 hits. Blake inches off first. The 1-0 to Rizzo. Double play ball. Ryan Jeter to Sharon. That hurts. Leadoff man on, but now 2 outs, nobody aboard for Castro.
Yeah, boy, it's looking rosy there, and ironically, that's the first time that Anthony's put the ball in play today. Struck out twice, walked 3 times. Now they're going to have to get it done with 2 outs and nobody on. A day like today could put a hurting on your batting average.
Starlin has fouled out, grounded out, flied out, hit into a double play, and popped out. Too many outs in that sentence, I suppose. The 1-0 offering, swing and a miss. It's 1-1.
He wanted to hit one out right there. Got fooled by the breaking ball.
Hold on the ground. Jeter's got a long throw, and he got rid of it in a hurry, and he fired a strike. Promising start to the inning, but we'll head to the 13th. Still tied.
I don't like the look of this mob, Lenny. AM crunch wraps over here, Cinnabon lights over there.
Looks like a morning rave is about to go down.
Next thing you know, they'll be twerking with their waffle tacos hanging out.
We survived disco, now this.
Oh, yeah. That is definitely a rave.
Yeah.
What's a rave?
What's a twerk?
The next generation of breakfast is here. The Waffle Taco, AM Crunch Wrap, and Cinnabon Delights. Part of the all-new breakfast menu at Taco Bell.
Give your decks, fences, and more a beautiful new finish with Pittsburgh Stain from Menards. Ultra Advanced is a stain and sealer in one, making it perfect for both new and previously stained wood. Plus, it prevents water damage, protects against harmful UV rays, and provides a longer lasting color. Right now, save $6 a gallon on Pittsburgh stains and sealants. That's $30 on 5-gallon pails.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey there, can I help you?
Sorry. Hi. We need a new family plan.
How about 10 gigs of data to share and unlimited talk and text?
Oh, 10 gigs sounds pretty good.
Yeah, really good. And for a family of 4, it's $160 a month.
What? Get out of here.
Sorry, are we still doing the whisper thing, or?
Oh, sorry. Yes. We'll take it.
Introducing our best ever family pricing. For instance, a family of 4 gets 10 gigs of data with unlimited talk and text for $160 a month, only from AT&T.
Well, we're going to the 13th inning. Here's Jose Veras.
Cubs might lead the league in innings played this year. Seems like when they go extra innings,
I can find that out pretty easily.
Not content to play 10, they want to play 15. Veras 8 games, 6 of them before he went on the DL, and he struggled, and that's why he's got that big ERA of 12.27, and the primary reason, command. 10 walks and 7 1/3, just not going to get it done. He's pitched twice since coming off the disabled list. 2/3 of an inning in St. Louis, allowed a hit, no runs in that ball game, and then an inning here the other day against Milwaukee. Had a couple of punch outs, allowed a hit, but no runs in that inning of work.
Is a former New York Yankee, made his Major League debut in 2006. And I'm going to find the answer to your question. Actually, the Cubs are near the bottom, but I think one of the reasons is they haven't played as many games. But if we went innings per game,
so stick with it.
That might change. Yeah, Brendan Ryan, ball one. Yeah, the Cubs actually, JD, have played the 4th fewest innings among all big league teams.
It doesn't feel like it, does it?
No, it doesn't. Like 16 innings in the second game of the year.
Second game of the year. 11-inning affair at St. Louis on April 11th. 12 innings against the Sox in the last homestand. 12 innings in St. Louis the other day. All right, not a power guy. You want to get after him.
Comebacker caught the outside. 2-1. Solarte next. And the pitch. 3-1. Samardzija, Schlitter, Rondon, Wright, Russell, Veras. That's for the home team. Whitley, Betances, Warren, Aceves, Daly, Thornton, Claiborne for the Yankees. So we start crossing names off the list in terms of who's available. Joe has now used his whole bench.
Yeah, and he's got his pitcher due up third in this inning.
Knocked down by Valbuena, but that'll be an infield hit for Ryan. Cubs bullpen is still relatively stocked.
Guarding the line to take away the double. Valbuena with a quick move to his left. But it's a knock for Ryan. Well, certainly not a bunt situation here with the pitcher on deck. Valbuena's moving in anyway. Just to prevent against the bunt base hit. Now he's going to retreat a couple steps. Now he's going to keep on retreating as he realizes, probably getting word from the dugout. Back up, back up, back up. Pitcher's on deck. They're not going to bunt here.
And I suppose if Joe had a starting pitcher he felt was better option than Claiborne hitting, he could take a chance that they're going to get the lead and have his closer come in the bottom of the inning. But that's a big risk.
Yeah, I think he's just at that point in the ball game where Claiborne's got to be his guy. He's going to ask a whole bunch out of him.
And again, Solarte at 317. You don't really want to take the bat out of his hands. I think the pitcher on deck's kind of doing Girardi a favor. He doesn't even have to think about it. Just do your thing. Veras on a 1-0, low and inside.
Yeah, and it might be a situation too where Girardi's thinking, well, my best chance again is to get Ryan to second base while Solardi's still batting. So I'm thinking about trying to steal a base. We probably won't do it now because Veras has had control issues throughout his career and to a great degree this year. I'm sure Girardi's thinking, well, I'm not going to take any chances right off. I'm going to make sure this guy's capable of throwing strikes. He might just walk us into scoring position.
2-1 on him. It's Ryan at first.
Kind of funky there. Maybe a splitter.
Three and one. The pitch. Ball four.
That did him a huge favor.
Trouble in the 13th. Well, we'll see if Claiborne can bunt. Comes Rick Renteria. Well, strategy session here.
I'm sure what Rob Thompson is telling Claiborne is, look, get your bunt down and make sure you bust it out of the box, because Rick Renteria is telling his guys, any chance we get to turn 2 here, let's go for it. Let's be aggressive. 13th inning, got an inexperienced guy up there in the batter's box trying to get this bunt down.
This will be his first major league plate appearance. Interesting, huh? The on-deck hitter.
Yeah.
J.R. Murphy went up and whispered something into his ear. So he's getting advice from both sides.
He said, you get this down and you give me a chance to drive in the potential winning runs, I'll buy you steak tonight. Oh my.
Couldn't have done it any better. So Claiborne will get tons of high fives in the dugout for that bunt. Second and third, one out.
Aggressively defended by the Cubs. They had a wheel play on. Big smile on his face as he heads back into the visiting dugout. You see the corners coming hard. Castro breaking to cover third. What a perfect bunt by Claiborne, and now the Yankees really in good shape.
Infield in. It's Murphy with runners at second and third and one out. Here's a pitch by Veras and the curveball over. Murphy 0 for 1.
Hasn't had a lot of at-bats, but has been good when given the opportunity, hitting .387.
.11 for his last 23. First major league homer was a game winner against the Angels on April 26th.
They got a base open here, so you can just kind of work off the outside edge with that breaking ball, see if you can get Murphy to chase. Maybe pitching for a strikeout here, trying to keep the ball out of play.
A 1-1 way inside on the curve.
Yeah, so, you know, if you lose him, you set up the force everywhere. Play for a double play. The downside, of course, is Veras struggling with his control. You put him at risk of walking in the go-ahead run. But that's the nature of 2-2 in the 13th with 2 men in scoring position. There are not a lot of great options right now.
Yeah, you got to pick one ultimately. The kick, the 2-1 pitch, it gets away, and the Yankees have the lead for the first time In about 4.5 hours of baseball today, it's 3-2.
The curveball, for most of Veras' career, has been probably his best pitch, but he has really struggled with it going all the way back to spring training.
Well, and Murphy, did a really key thing here, JD. Didn't get hit by that pitch.
Yeah.
Because that would have done Veras a favor.
Tendency for the hitter, too, is to back up, and when the ball's coming at your coconut, a lot of times you see guys back into the pitch, but he just squats and allows the ball to go to the backstop.
So 3-1 now with Solarte at third, and the pitch. Little blooper. It's going to be a base hit, and it's a 2-run Yankee lead. John Ryan Murphy with an RBI hit. Here's Almonte. Still only one out. And a strike called. So Claiborne, who laid down a key sac bunt here in this inning in his first career plate appearance, can now get the win. And David Robertson will likely pitch the bottom of the inning. Now, here's a question I think the Yankees have to at least ponder, JD, depending on what the score is. All right, you've already used your pitcher to bat because you don't have any bench players. Joe knows that once Robertson's done, he's out of pitchers. He has to use a starter or a position player. Do you take the chance and just bring your closer into the game? Or do you let Claiborne start the inning and only bring Robertson in if you feel like you have to?
Probably depends on the availability of any of his starting pitchers. Yeah. If he's got somebody to give him an inning or so. And obviously what transpires the rest of the way. But if this is all the Yankees get in this inning, I think Robertson's got to be the guy.
So strikeout for the second out. So you'd say a 2-run lead, you still bring your closer in?
Well, I'm saying he will, because I think that's the way just about every manager in the game is going to do it.
Right.
Today.
Would you do it? I don't know if I would. Let's just assume there's nobody really a quote available.
Right.
Essentially, Robertson's the last guy.
Yeah, that's kind of the way closers are used anyway, right? I'm going to win or lose with my closer.
Yeah, but if you tie with your closer, that's the problem.
Right. That would be fun. I would kind of like to see that scenario play out, because if a position player had to pitch, then Robertson would have to go play, or one of his starters would have to go play the field because he's got no other position players.
One and one on Gardner. A 1-1. I guess for me it's really risk reward, and I think the risk is pretty low in using Claiborne to at least start the inning, having your closer as the backup option. And again, a closer should be able to hold a 2-run lead, but we already have seen a blown save in this game. And the big risk is you've got no safety net behind Robertson, theoretically. And we don't see anybody sitting in the bullpen. I haven't seen a starting pitcher in spikes head out there yet.
No, my guess is his thinking is I'm going to go with Robertson. He's going to win or lose, and if they tie, I'll ask Robertson to pitch another inning. And then if we're still tied, we'll see which starter goes down there and starts to crank it up.
Veras has been all over the place here in this 13th inning.
Yeah, you know, on the DL because of the oblique, the added benefit was he had really struggled here, and the hope was he could go down and work his way back on his rehab assignment, kind of hit the reset button, start fresh. But this is kind of what we saw prior to the injury.
And a base hit to left. Murphy will keep on moving to third. Guess who gets another at bat? I don't have to tell you. The crowd will tell you.
Shortstop number 2, Derek Jeter.
If you weren't with us early, Jeff Samardzija went 7 innings and he gave up nothing. And he gets a no decision. Leads the majors in ERA. Gardner takes off. The throw goes through, but Murphy's going to hold.
Jeff allowed 4 hits today, all singles, a couple of walks, struck out 3. Two runs charged to Hector Rondon in the 9th to tie the ball game.
Well, Grimm, Ramirez, and Villanueva hopefully get their rest tonight, because there's a pretty good chance we'll see them at some point tomorrow. They have not been used today. Jake Arrieta's had a couple of short starts. They have some guys not available tomorrow night in San Diego. A roller to Barney. And the inning is over, but they get 2 runs. And it's 4-2 Yankees as we go to the bottom of the 13th.
Refreshment calls, Coors Light answers.
Anybody else?
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
The performance review, that corporate trial by fire when every slacker gets his due. And yet, there's someone around the office who hasn't had a performance review in a while. Someone whose poor performance is slowing down the entire organization. I'm looking at you, phone company DSL.
Check your speed. See how fast your internet can be. Switch now and add voice and TV for $34.90. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Woo! Sign a waiver?
Waiver?
2 seats, one for you and one for racing legend Mario Andretti. The fastest seat in sports sweepstakes. Enter for a chance to start a Verizon IndyCar Series race at shophonda.com.
Well, this is it. Last chance now for the Cubs, trailing by 2. And it is David Robertson, their closer. Remember, he was on the DL when we saw the Yanks in New York in mid-April.
Yeah, and since coming back, he's posted very good numbers. 8 for 8 save tries, 1.54 ERA. He struck out 15 while walking just 2 in 11 2/3. Strikeout rate really good, 37%, while walking less than 5% of the batters he has faced.
Claiborne and Veras now the pitchers of record.
This ball curveball from Robertson. He's not a real overpowering guy, but it's not to say he doesn't have a good fastball. He hides it well, late movement, gets in on the hitter quicker than they anticipate.
Remember the graphic we had earlier, the Yankees when trailing after 7 without a win this year, so they're trying to do that for the first time this season. They've used Gardner, Jeter, Ellsbury, Teixeira, McCann, Ryan, Solarte, Suzuki, Claiborne, now Robertson, Roberts, Warren, Aceves, Soriano, Murphy, Whitley, Betances, Johnson, Daly, Thornton, and Almonte. It's their whole active roster save for the other starting pitchers. Valbuena fouls it upstairs. Rick Renteria talks to his players a lot about feeling mentally exhausted. You should be worn out after a big league game with all the things you have to think about defensively and the like. And I have a feeling the managers and the bench coaches will feel that way today for sure. Chess match has been on for a while. Swing and a miss. Bottom fell out of that pitch. One away. It's disappeared.
82-mile-an-hour curveball. The bottom of the zone. Robertson 5-1 with a 2.04 last year in 70 appearances. A setup role for Mariano Rivera.
Strike one to Castillo. It will be a winning homestand for the Cubs no matter what, but absolutely a feeling of one that got away today if they can't come back here in the 13th. Curve strike 1 and 2. And a base hit. That'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Good short stroke that time by Castillo. Pitch up above the belt a little bit. A little bit of a cut fastball from Robertson. Get that swing on plane and lash that line drive the other way.
Sherholtz with John Baker on deck. We've got Jeter over on the left side. They moved Solarte over to that rover spot almost behind the bag at second, with Ryan playing between Solarte and Teixeira. A strike. It's 1-1.
John Baker's on deck. He's the last man standing on the bench for the Cubs today.
And we didn't really get to talk about it when we were in New York, but big shoes to fill. Mariano Rivera retires. David Robertson, go get him. Broken bat, fly ball to right. Almonte makes the grab. Cubs down to their final chance.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty tough assignment to step in behind Rivera.
Here is Baker.
Baker had a really nice night last night.
Swing and a miss as Castillo takes second without a throw. Baker last night, single, double, sac fly, runs scored. It is 0-2 on him. It. The Yankees come back with 2 in the 9th and win it with 2 in the 13th. Robertson with a couple of strikeouts to pick up the save. Well, a disappointing finish to this homestand as the Cubs' 3-game winning streak comes to an end.
And another outstanding start by a Cubs starting pitcher. That's been the trend recently, and for the most part the bullpen was good, but that Yankee bullpen very stout here this afternoon. And I go back to that leadoff triple and the inability to push that run home. Really comes back to bite the Cubs.
Every Yankee pitcher with at least 1 strikeout today. Our GMC professional grade player of the game is Jeff Samardzija.
And struggled a little bit last time out against Milwaukee, but no indication of that here today. Really sharp. A lot of ground ball outs, just 4 hits, all singles. Yankees really didn't put him under a whole lot of stress all afternoon long. Things were looking good, then got away in the 9th.
So for JD and Kelly and our entire CSN crew, Len Casper wrapping up our game broadcast. We will see you tomorrow night from San Diego as the Cubs start a long road trip. 8:30 for pregame coverage. Still more to come. Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs postgame live is next.
Picking up pieces of my life, sometimes there's ones I just can't find, but they found a home with you. And when I think about the things that we've been through, I know just one thing is true. Life is better with you. Life is better with you.
Real sports fans want to watch the game live, and nobody has more live sports than Xfinity. This is our sports app.
It'll show you every game that's playing live and every game that's scheduled to play.
It's got everything I need. Live scores updated right now.
See these live games highlighted in white? Click on any of them and watch live.
Fourth quarter, it's all tied up. I want to see this triple overtime game.
Wow, that's amazing.
This is the ultimate experience right here.
Enjoy the most live sports like never before with an Xfinity X1 Triple Play. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY.
When it comes to premium sedans, no other vehicle compares to the Kia Cadenza. It has voice command navigation, a backup warning system, available adaptive HID headlights, and so much more. And if that wasn't enough, here's one feature the competition just can't beat. Case closed. Right now, lease the Cadenza for $299 a month and see why it's one smart move.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Audi, truth in engineering. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Well, Jeff Samardzija started. Enough said. Cubs lose 4-2 despite Samardzija with another outstanding outing. Rough day for Starlin Castro and the Cub offense as they cannot close out the Yanks, blow a 2-0 lead in the ninth, and lose in 13. And welcome in here. I am at the United Center in advance of the Blackhawks and the Kings. My partner Todd Hollandsworth in our studios in downtown Chicago at CSN. Holly, a tough one for the Cubs today. It looked like it would finally happen that Jeff Samardzija would get a victory. Instead, the bullpen cannot close out the Yanks in the ninth, and the Yankees win it in 13. Your thoughts?
Well, the bullpen can't close out the ballgame, but at the same time, missed opportunity earlier in the ballgame. Triple, runner on third base, nobody out, no scoring. I was hoping that that would not come back to haunt the Cubs. It does. You felt it there in the ninth inning with the leadoff base hit, the walk, that an inning was being built. But again, looking for more of a cushion. They had some opportunities, and they missed. They missed earlier in the ballgame. So I put a little bit of this on the offense, certainly some of it on the bullpen. But Jeff Samardzija, once again, 7 shutout innings, 95 pitches, 60 strikes, got himself in no trouble at all today, was executing pitches and did everything he could to give himself a chance to win a ballgame.
Let's go to the ninth inning. The Cubs sitting with a 2-0 lead, Todd. They go to Hector Rondon. He's been very good, but unfortunately not good enough today. And then their most reliable defender would be the one that would end up letting him down. But here's how the ninth starts. There's the bloop base hit. Mark Teixeira gets the bat on the ball, and then there's a walk, and before you know it, they're in business.
Well, the walk is what you don't want right there, Cappy. I mean, a couple bloop hits, that's going to happen to anybody. You throw hard, things are going to happen sometimes. Your outfield's playing, no doubles, so guys are going to be back. A couple bloop hits, but that walk really did some damage. It set the table.
And then here's the double play ball. Barney tries to hustle the ball over to Rizzo for the double play. Instead, he short hops Anthony Rizzo, who had no chance at it. The error scores 2 runs. Then there's the strikeout of Soriano. The Cubs would get out of the ninth inning with the tie game intact, but just very unfortunate, Todd, to see how this thing self-destructs.
Well, Cap, and I'll say it this way. They're not in the clubhouse talking about Jeff Samardzija not coming up with wins. They're probably not speaking about the tough luck behind it and what's happening. But what I will say is this. There's no doubt in my mind Darwin Barney was thinking about it when he was trying to turn 2 right there. You got a fast runner getting down the line. He does not have a shot at 2, but he's trying to get an out. He's trying to unbury the situation that they're in right now and make a play, make a heroic play. It doesn't happen, and it ends up backfiring.
All right, let's take a look at our Sports Authority play of the game. Unfortunately, it's a Yankee play. Let's go to the 13th inning. We're tied at 2. Jose Veras is now in relief, and that one just a bit inside.
Yeah,
gets away. Go-ahead run comes in, and that would be the game winner right there.
Well, Veras in control. That's what that last inning, that 13th inning was all about. Yankees really what they had done all afternoon. They'd given themselves some opportunities. Only 13 singles in the ballgame. No extra base hits. some timely walks and some good at-bats, some situational hitting right there. And again, taking advantage of a closer, a former closer, a relief pitcher who's struggling with his command right now. And Veras didn't have it. They were able to kind of tee him up just a little bit, force him to get out over the plate because his balls were balls they weren't even going to consider swinging at. They put together good at-bats, and they were able to build that inning.
All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll hear from Cubs manager Ricky Renteria on the opportunity for Jeff Samardzija to finally pick up a win that jumps the tracks late. We'll be right back here on CSN.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
Blue Shield of Illinois knows your 20s is your time. So go ahead and act your age. We're the smart choice for health insurance, and we're ready when you are. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
Next time you fake wearing your seatbelt, remember this. Cops have been trained to spot seatbelt violations even at night. And they don't give out fake tickets. Day or night, click it or ticket.
Maybe it's called the beaten path. Because it can be beaten. The 2014 Acura MDX with available surface street traffic information.
Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
This is Joe. He really likes the sun. Joe says the sun can give us all the energy we need without hurting the planet. He says there are people and companies who already know how to use the sun. We just have to get behind them. Can one solution to energy woes be found up in the sky? The possibilities are endless.
Outdoor living spaces come to life when designed with Unilock products made with Enduracolor. For a free estimate and design consultation, join us online at unilock.com. Unilock, designed to connect.
Cubs, Padres, tomorrow at 8:30 on CSN.
All right, time now for our Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Who's hot and who's not? How about Tulo? Troy Tulowitzki hitting 523 RBIs with runners at scoring position. Ex-Cub Casey McGee for the Marlins, 24 runs batted in and an OPS over 1,000. And the Cards' Matt Holliday, 388 with 22 knocked in. Who's not? How about Danny Espinoza? Struggle City. Jesus Guzman, Struggle City, and Gerardo Pera, 079, 3 for 38 with a brutal OPS. All right, welcome back into our Cubs postgame show, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'm David Kaplan at the United Center on the concourse. Todd Hollinsworth, my partner, is back in our studios in downtown Chicago along the river. Holly, Jeff Samardzija, our UPS Store Player of the Game. What more can we say? He's been outstanding, yet he has nothing to show for it.
Well, what really has impressed me again with Jeff Samardzija this year, I mean, we can sit here, we can talk about his earned run average and how that's leading baseball, but again, he's executing a game plan every time he goes out there, and each time the story's been different. Today I saw backup sliders to left-handed hitters to get ahead. 6 of the 7 innings he's out there, he gets the lead out. I mean, really dealt with no trouble. What trouble he got himself into, he got himself out of quickly. The one single there leading off the 6th inning. He gets a 3-6-3 double play off Teixeira's bat. I mean, he's executing pitches right now. You saw a little bit more velocity, 94-95, the two-seamer. I mean, nobody's squaring the man up right now. I mean, he's doing everything he can to get himself and his team a win. I mean, he's locked in right now. I'm going to go ahead and say it. With the ERA the way that it is, he's throwing the ball not only as well as he's ever thrown it in his career. I'm going to go ahead and say best in the business after Max Scherzer got blown up today in Cleveland. I'm going best in baseball right now.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable, and unfortunately, it's the latest a starting pitcher in the history of the game has led baseball in ERA and has nary a single victory to show for it. Well, hard to believe, Todd.
No, absolutely. No doubt about it. You look at the numbers there, 7 innings, 4 hits today, no earned runs, 3 Ks. I love the efficiency. That's really the one thing you think back to last year, that step forward that Jeff was going to make this year. Maybe it would affect his strikeout total. It has at times this year. I mean, you've seen the double-digit strikeout totals, but you just got to love the efficiency. In my mind, I'm sitting there thinking, you know, they pinch hit with Kalish. He had an opportunity. He could have probably stayed in there today. I mean, 95 pitches through 7 innings. He's gone 110. We know how high he can go. But again, left with the lead, did everything he was supposed to do, and the Cubs continue to put guys in scoring position a couple times there that they weren't able to get in. So I felt like those insurance runs, not the one, I was hoping for 2 or 3, would create that cushion there in the ninth inning, and it just wasn't enough.
All right, let's check in now. Brought to you by Xfinity with Cubs manager Ricky Renteria.
Very tough ball game. Tough one on many different levels, obviously. Jeff, great job, Jeff. Schlitt, nice job getting through there. We just couldn't get through the ninth. Quite a wide throw on a double play pivot. Obviously, that allowed the tying run to score. But and then we had some chances during the ball game to tack on some more runs, and we weren't able to do it. I think we hit up to a double play a couple times. But you know, quite frankly, I felt pretty good about that ball game right there. I thought we went into the ninth with a really good chance of closing it out, and we didn't. That happens. And then you know, we went through our pin and weren't able to scratch anything across. A couple times we had guys on base, you know, so.
What can you say to Jeff? This seems to happen over and over again.
What can I say to him? I can say he did a great job. He did everything he was supposed to do. Again, it's no consolation to him. That doesn't, you know, it doesn't go away with the victory in the win and loss column, but doesn't take away from what his efforts. And I think his ERA went down today too. So
I know it's the way it's done these days, but did you have to bring in Rondon after he pitched less than 24 hours before and did not have a particularly easy inning last night? He was
okay. He still had a very low pitch count last night, even though it was a little moist. But that was there was no concern for us from the outing the night before at all. So you know, he was the right guy at the time for us today.
There, this is the same story we saw from him early in the season. Clearly, it looked like maybe he was past it.
Well, you know, again, he went out there, tried to get through the inning for us, and you know, wasn't able to. But I don't want to compare it to previous, you know, because obviously he's had a couple outings for us where he did a nice job, and this one in particular, obviously wasn't able to hold it, but you know, we'll continue to see where we're at.
Do you feel like some are just performances are just being wasted?
No, I think his performances are continuing to speak to his professionalism, his ability to pitch. This was a tough loss for the Cubs. This is beyond individuals, quite frankly, and you know, his efforts and what he's capable of doing out there on the hill continue to shine. It's not taking anything away from what he's doing, you know. Unfortunately for us as a team, we haven't been able to, you know, capitalize on you know, closing out some of his outings.
All right, there he is, Cubs manager Ricky Renteria. Another frustrating day for his baseball team. They lose in 13 to the New York Yankees to drop the finale of the 2-game set. We'll take time out. Cap and Holly continue right after this.
As a parent, you've seen it all, but you haven't seen it all in a minivan. At the Chrysler Town & Country event, you get so many standard features in the minivan that gives you everything you need, even when things don't go according to plan.
When's the parade start?
It's tomorrow.
See it all now at the Chrysler Town & Country event.
Get 0% APR for 72 months and $2,500 bonus cash for up to $8,300 in total savings on Town & Country Limited.
Make yard work a breeze with MTD from Menards. This 2-in-1 mower has a 139cc engine, 21-inch cutting path, and 6-position height adjusters. It can mulch or rear bag. Right now, just $169. Keep your patio or driveway looking great with waterproof Spectracide weed and grass killer. It's ready to use and prevents weeds and grass for up to 3 months. Available now, just $6.99.
Save big money at Menards.
I make a lot of purchases for my business, and I get a lot in return with Ink Plus from Chase. Like 60,000 bonus points when I spent $5,000 in the first 3 months after I opened my account.
And I earned 5 times the rewards on internet phone services and at office supply stores.
With Ink Plus, I can choose how to redeem my points. Travel, gift cards, even cash back. And my rewards points won't expire.
So you can make owning a business even more rewarding. Ink from Chase, so you can.
Real sports fans want to watch the game live, and nobody has more live sports than Xfinity. This is our sports app.
It'll show you every game that's playing live and every game that's scheduled to play.
It's got everything I need.
Live scores updated right now.
See these live games highlighted in white? Click on any of them and watch live.
Fourth quarter, it's all tied up. I want to see this triple overtime game.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
This is the ultimate experience right here.
Enjoy the most live sports like never before with an Xfinity X1 Triple Play. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY.
Remodeling your home? Demand LP SmartSide Trim and Siding. It's not only beautiful, but also incredibly tough. Compare it to other siding at lpsmartside.com.
Now through June 30th, when you buy a set of 4 select Firestone tires, you can receive a 7-night stay at a resort destination or a $70 Firestone Visa prepaid card by mail. At Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Fill your home with happy inside and out at H.H. Greg's Memorial Day sale. Save up to 30% store-wide on appliances, electronics, furniture, and more. Visit hhgreg.com or an H.H. Gregg store near you.
All right, let's take a look at the Subway winning box score, and unfortunately, this one does not belong to the Chicago Cubs. Emilio Bonifacio, you see a 1-for-5, 3-hit day for Junior Lake. A really rough one for Starlin, 0-for-6. There's your winning box score. Belongs to the New York Yankees. Brett Gardner with a couple knocks. Ellsbury a couple knocks. Solarte had 2. Suzuki had a couple. Not a ton of productivity, and a rough finale for Derek Jeter. 1-for-7 in his final game as a Major League Baseball player at the friendly confines. All right, Holly, let's talk about the Cubs in the 5th inning. They did find a way to score a couple runs today and took that 2-0 lead to the 9th. But let's go back to the Chicago Cubs 5th inning, Todd.
Well, Emilio Bonifacio is going to lead off with a triple. Great. Gets out of the box, gets himself into scoring position. It's a 1-0 lead. We're already starting to think insurance. We're thinking Jeff Samardzija, let's pad. He gets himself there all the way to third. Ichiro got no shot at third base. Now you've set the table. You've also set the table with Lake, Rizzo, Castro coming up. And here's where sometimes you wonder, is it too big a swing? Are we trying to do too much? Are we putting too much pressure on ourselves in the box to get something done? Anthony Rizzo struggling a little bit right now. You got the swing, the ball that hits him. He keeps getting that cutter inside, and he's not recognizing it, so you know that he's in a little bit of a bad position right now. Maybe not the most ideal guy to get up there, but still your guy. Still the guy in the middle of your lineup. He's looking for a little bit of contact to the outfield to get that in. And right there, that's the controversial call right there, the check swing, where he didn't go and the ball hit him. We've seen this so too many times. So Anthony's going to come back. He's ultimately going to get a slider down at the bottom of the strike zone and end up punching out. But a lot of frustration today from Anthony Rizzo. You saw it there. He's not going to be happy at the end of this one right here. Yeah, that's not necessarily to his back foot, but certainly down in the strike zone right there. He's got some mean eyes for the third base umpire, and it's an inning that gets away from you. I mean, you look at this game, you talk about Jeff Samardzija, where it's at, the players understanding the circumstances. You're trying to get a game against the Yankees. It's getaway day. You're trying to bring your best game, and you got an opportunity to tack on a run right there. You got a runner on third base. I mean, you got really 2 shots without getting to 2 outs, and you just don't get it done, Cap. Very frustrating right there.
What did you think of that call that upset Rizzo so much?
Well, I mean, clearly he didn't go around, but I mean, I've seen this a million times. I mean, it's happened to me a million times. It really happens to everybody. And I think what's happened is that Anthony's now gotten himself into a position where the check swing has kind of happened to him the last couple days. And that guy over there at third base was behind home plate last night, so he knows what was going on in that situation. He is being fooled by that pitch. It's the exact same situation. So whether he saw it all the way or not, I mean, you know, listen, in my personal opinion, Anthony didn't go. Anthony should have been on first base, but he doesn't get it right. You've got to find a way to leave those pitches alone and get the ball in play. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
All right, we've got to check in with Jeff Samardzija. He met the media. Let's find out what Jeff had to say about another tough day at the office for him.
The efficiency feels great. You know, when I talked about it in spring training, I was, you know, really honest. I felt like a lot of times I was trying to punch a lot of guys out, and it came back to get me. You know, it's pitch count gets up, and you get tired. You know, it just wears on you. So to go out and be more efficient is exciting, and I want to continue it. And I feel like if I keep throwing in the zone, that'll happen. But you know, like I said, we're learning, we're getting better, and we're looking to keep going out there and doing well.
What does it mean for you to compete against the Yankees or the New York?
Yeah, I mean, it's outstanding. You know, they bring the whole crew when they come. So they probably had a few buses coming with media and everything like that, and it's really nice to see how they run things. You know, and you know, the players and how they play, and you know, there's a certain method to their madness with the guys they pick and the guys they decide to put in pinstripes. You know, all their guys are professionals. They come out and they play every day, and as you saw today, they'll play 13, 14 innings, and you know, they're professionals. And this game, that's what you need. You know, guys that come out every day and do their job.
All right, Jeff Samardzija with another great outing. It just doesn't end up with a W for him in the victory column or for the Chicago Cubs. We will check back in and see how Holly did on his keys to the game and get you set for tomorrow's series opener in San Diego. That's coming up next right here on CSN.
Picking up pieces of my life, sometimes there's ones I just can't find, but they found a home with you. And when I think about the things that we've been through, I know just one thing is true: life is better with you. Whoa, whoa, life is better with you.
The next time you fake wearing your seatbelt, remember this. Cops have been trained to spot seatbelt violations even at night. And they don't give out fake tickets. Day or night, click it or ticket.
Real sports fans want to watch the game live, and nobody has more live sports than Xfinity. This is our sports app.
It'll show you every game that's playing live and every game that's scheduled to play.
It's got everything I need. Live scores updated right now.
See these live games highlighted in white? Click on any of them and watch live.
Fourth quarter, it's all tied up. I want to see this triple overtime game.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
This is the ultimate experience right here.
Enjoy the most live sports like never before with an Xfinity X1 Triple Play. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY.
If ever you're not satisfied with one of our tires, please feel free to bring it back. Thank you. Discount Tire Company.
The DirecTV customers you're about to meet have allowed us to switch their service to Dish Network.
So we called Dish Network to find out exactly what we could record and what we couldn't record with the Hopper. We thought that you could record 6 shows all at the same time. Then after the call, it seems like you can only record 2 shows during prime time. And the 4 other shows are what Dish Network tells you can watch, which is what's on the networks. So I am still very confused about what you can and what you can't do with Dish Network.
Whatever your project, stop by Blaine's Farm and Fleet first. You'll find quality plumbing and electrical supplies priced to save you money. Right now, this Wayne half-horsepower cast-iron submersible sump pump is sale priced at $119.99. A Danby 50-pint dehumidifier is $169.99. And these Moonrays clear acrylic stake lights, your choice, $399. For unbeatable deals on plumbing, electrical, and more, Blaine's Farm and Fleet is your store.
time for a look back at Todd Hollandsworth's Blue Cross Blue Shield keys to a Cubs victory.
All
Holly,
right,
where'd you jump the track?
Well, today, I wish we had better results. Pull that leash. Chase Whitley knew he wasn't going to be in there long. Just how long they were able to get him out of there in the fifth. Now, I mean, here's the thing. They didn't do it the way that I was hoping. Maybe they were going to get him out there a little bit earlier and get into that Yankees bullpen a little bit earlier. I knew Joe Girardi was going to have a short leash on him. Opportunities in the fourth. They were able to get the one run across. In the fifth, the leadoff triple, you brought in Betances. Betances is the one that put that into a shutdown inning where the Cubs didn't score. So good move there. So it actually ends up working for the Yankees. Yard ball, well, the ball wasn't flying anywhere today. Matter of fact, the Yankees, 13 singles. They didn't even have an extra base hit today. So maybe I'll claim that one. But again, whatever. Win now. That's Jeff Samardzija. That's the circumstances that I'd set up. Cardinals playing good series against the Cardinals, good series against the Brewers, win against Tanaka. Jeff Samardzija's turn doesn't happen. Bullpen blows it up there in the ninth. The Yankees get the win late.
All right, let's take a look at tomorrow's ball game. Cubs will board their jet tonight. They'll head to San Diego, and they'll take on the Padres in a weekend series. Jake Arrieta against Eric Stultz. I mean, again, you give the Cubs the advantage in starting pitching, but we're finding out you got to still find a way to swing the bat.
Yeah, you really got to swing the bat. And you just hope that nothing today carries over into San Diego. They play a very specific brand of baseball down there, which are typically low-scoring ball games. Their pitchers know how to pitch in San Diego, and the ball doesn't travel there. So I think it's going to be one of those games, low-scoring, late. Cubs are going to have to find a way to get it done. Advantage Arrieta. I hope he gets some length here. The bullpen's been taxed, so hopefully a little bit longer start for him. You see the 4 innings, his last time out. The walks, he's going to have to minimize those. Arrieta, hopefully about 6 innings in his start tomorrow night.
All right, Holly, I will see you tomorrow night for our pregame show, I believe 8:30, 9 o'clock or so, first pitch from San Diego. For our great crew here at the United Center, back at CSN, for Todd, I'm David Kaplan. You have a wonderful evening. Sportsnet Central, Chris Bowden is next.
The White Sox look for a 3-game sweep in Kansas City and a 5-4 road trip before coming home. Jose Quintana's on the bump. We're taking you up to the top of the hour when Hawk Harrelson and Steve Stone take over with the call here on Comcast Sportsnet. Hi there, everybody. Welcome into Sportsnet Central, presented by AT&T Uverse. I'm Chris Bowden. The Blackhawks try to put the Kings behind the 8 ball while making it 8 straight at home to start the playoffs.
Playing in front of these fans and then we're comfortable at home.
We'll also fill you in on the fate of Andrew Shaw for Game 2. Jeff Samardzija looked like a lock for his first win of the season until the 9th.
There's a ground ball. They will get one, and the relay gets away.
And the Sox get a big boost to their struggling rotation. We're ready for takeoff on Sportsnet Central right now.
You are connected to Sportsnet Central, presented by AT&T Uverse.
We open Sportsnet Central with a CSN News alert. White Sox ace Chris Sale will come off the disabled list and start tomorrow night's game against the Yankees at U.S. Cellular Field. Sale was placed on the DL April 18th with a strained flexor tendon in his left forearm. Southpaws 3-0 this season with a 2.30 ERA and 29 strikeouts over 27 1/3 innings pitched.
It's the last 2 Stanley Cup champions meeting in the West Final for the 2nd straight year. Here is Lonnie with a shot. He scores! It's now Modulia for Canes to the net and score for Canes. 2-0 Chicago. How about the contact Taves made with the goaltender? Quick, although it looked like he was pushed.
The goal's been disallowed. Contact was made with the goaltender.
Pearson with a side pass. And Toffoli scores. Point for Keith. His drive scores. It's a 3-on-1. Delay penalty from Matt. Score. Jonathan Day. Chicago Blackhawks win Game
1. 2-0, 8-0. That's the Blackhawks' goal tonight as they look to take a 2-0 series lead on the Kings while improving to 8-0 at home this postseason. With more on tonight's chapter in this Western Conference final, we join Luke Stuckmeyer live at the United Center with your pregame press pass. Good evening, Luke.
Good evening, Chris. Andrew Shaw hasn't played in a game since May 2nd. It's been almost exactly 3 weeks since he was hurt in Game 1 against the Wild in that series right here at the United Center. It's been a while. He has been skating with the team. He practiced with the team, went through a full practice yesterday. He was at morning skate today, but the Blackhawks have made the decision. Andrew Shaw will not play tonight in Game 2.
We want to make sure that the way he plays, and we want him more than ready. When 3 full days and a couple more full practices, we'll get him up to speed. But he wanted to play today, but we felt that it was everybody's best interest to shoot for Saturday.
Gotta get a few more skates under the belt. Coach's decision, and a few extra days rest. It's going to be good in the long run for me. I gotta do what's best for the body. I'm young and my career's just started, so you don't want to mess anything up. So. These 3 extra days, are going to be huge for recovery, I guess. There is no pain, but then again, I've missed out on, 3 weeks of skating, so, it's tough to come back in the best shape.
While the numbers say the Blackhawks will win tonight, the Hawks are 7-0 at home in the playoffs this season. They've won 9 of their last 10 games against the Kings, dating back to last year's playoffs. But the Hawks say they won't be looking ahead after just 1 win. There's a long way to go against this resilient LA team.
I think everyone expects the Kings to improve as the series goes on, just like the Hawks will as well. First game of the series, sometimes there's a lot of feeling out going on out there, and it was still a pretty entertaining game and hard fought on both sides, but we expect the Kings just to improve every day.
Obviously, this team's very resilient, especially in this postseason. I think they're 6-0, I believe it is, in elimination games. So, obviously we know they're not going to lay down and die, especially after 1 game, but we just have to keep the gas pedal down and stay on them, and by no means do we think that anything's going to be easy. We know they're going to come out flying tonight, and we have to come out and go on the offensive rather than come out looking to weather their storm.
Both in the first and second series, they lost 3 straight and came back and ended up winning the series, facing elimination. So, they're a great team, and they do a good job with that, and we don't expect them to take anything lightly. So I'm sure they're going to be strong here tonight.
And coming up in just a bit, I will talk one-on-one with Brian Engblom. I'm going to ask him what he thinks of that first-line matchup going between the Kings and the Blackhawks so far in this series. Expected again tonight, and we'll see where he thinks the Kings need to make the most improvement if they're going to somehow get a split here in the first 2 games at the United Center. Live at the United Center, getting ready for Game 2 with plenty of Blackhawks fans here. Luke Stuckmeyer will send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Luke, thanks. We'll look forward to your post-game coverage, see if it's from inside another happy home locker room. And remember, as soon as Game 2 goes final later tonight, flip on over here to Comcast Sportsnet for Blackhawks post-game live. Jamal Mayers joins Pat and Steve to break things down from the United Center. We'll also take you inside that Hawks locker room for reaction and bring you Joe Quenneville's press conference. That's after our White Sox coverage tonight on Comcast Sportsnet. And the Hawks are 7-0 at home, as Luke mentioned, in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So we want to know what you think. Why are the Blackhawks so dominant on home ice this postseason? Tweet us back using the hashtag HawksTalk. Left some of your answers later in the show. Less than 24 hours after Masahiro Tanaka was handed his first loss since August of 2012, Jeff Samardzija took them out at Wrigley looking for his first win since last August, despite entering the game with the best ERA among Major League starting pitchers this season. Cubs had won all 3 games they had played since Samardzija's last start on Friday. The former Golden Domer outstanding yet again for the Northsiders, delivering 7 shutout frames of 4-hit baseball, striking out 3 on the afternoon. Would that performance finally lead to that elusive first victory? Well, was scoreless in the 4th opposite Yankees rookie Chase Whitley, but with the bases loaded, Michael takes him deep enough to center field. That'll score Luis Valbuena on the sac fly for the game's first run. It stayed that way into the 7th. Ryan Kalish leading off his pinch hitting for Samardzija. He triples into the right field corner, a promising start as the leadoff man is 90 feet from scoring with nobody out. Next batter, Emilio Bonifacio, lays down a squeeze. It works. Kalish comes home just under the tag. Some insurance to make it 2-0. Same score now in the 9th. Hector Rondon. He'd been perfect in save situations, but in a bases-loaded, no-outs jam, Ichiro digs in, grounds one to short. Starlin Castro goes to Darwin. Barney for the force at second, but the relay to first nowhere close. And 2 runners score on the rare Barney error. Yes, a new way of denying Samardzija that first victory. So it's on to extras we go. To the 13th, Jose Veras. Now the 5th Cubs reliever, but in trouble. Second and third when he hurls one over the head of John Ryan Murphy to the backstop. Brendan Ryan scores. New York tacks on another in the frame and closes out in the bottom half. The first Yankees win this season, trailing in the 7th or later. 4-2 the final. Samardzija still has a 0 in the win column to go with a 1.46 ERA in that column.
It's just the way it's gone, you know. So, like I said before, keep going, keep working. I like the work I'm doing. I feel good out there. Yeah, efficient and was in the zone, so I'm happy with how it went.
What can I say to him? I can say he did a great job. He did everything he was supposed to do. Again, it's no consolation to him. That doesn't, it doesn't go away with the victory in the win and loss column, but doesn't take away from what his efforts. And I think his ERA went down today too.
Well, as we told you at the top of the show, White Sox ace Chris Sale will be back on the bump on the south side tomorrow night when the White Sox have their turn hosting the Yankees. The lefty's been out more than a month with a strained tendon in his pitching forearm.
It's big. I mean, everything that he's gone through, he feels good. Everything went as planned, and talking through it last night and even this morning of a plan for him this weekend. I mean, it just made sense that he could throw tomorrow, and he's ready to go. I think he's more excited than anybody. You can hear it when you talk to him, and then once he got here to Kansas City, the way he was bouncing around, you had a pretty good idea that he was feeling good, and we're excited to have him back. That's for sure.
We'll make it 16 starts and no wins to show for it for Jeff Samardzija dating back to last year. We'll hear more from the hard luck starter in just a few. The Hawks have held the blueprint for home ice advantage this postseason. We'll take a closer look at the numbers and find out how the extra time off has affected the defending champs. And with 3 members of the Super Bowl champion 85 Bears among plaintiffs in a new lawsuit against the NFL, what